Welcome students, myself Mehboob Pasha, and today in this session we'll start one of the new chapters of 7th standard NCERT science, that is wastewater story. Students, we know that water is a precious thing. It is a gift of God. Okay, so without water we cannot live, or without water anything cannot be grown. So the amount of water available for the use is very limited, students. Okay, so there is not abundant, even though there is abundant water on the earth, we cannot, the whole water is not available for use. Okay, so when we are using the water, it will become waste. Okay, so now first we'll discuss what is wastewater. So wastewater is that the water which has been used. Okay, what is wastewater? The water which has been used and which cannot be used again is called as what? Wastewater. So this wastewater is the water from the laundries, toilets, offices, drains. Okay, so wastewater is water from laundries, toilets, drains, okay, and other sources. So now we'll see what is meant by cleaning water. Students, so as I told you that, so there's no much of water for use. So before we could use the water again, okay, so this wastewater, before we could use the water again, we need to clean the water. Okay, so before we could use the water again and again, we need to clean it. So we need to clean it again and again. So now we'll see what do you mean by cleaning of water. Okay, so what is meant by cleaning of water? It is the process in which the pollutants are removed. Okay, so it is a process in which the pollutants are removed before it is entering into a water body, or before it cannot be, okay, so or before it cannot be used again. So it is a process in which the pollutants are removed. Okay, so in which the pollutants are removed before using it again and again, or before letting this water to another water body. Okay, so this cleaning of water is called as what, students? Sewage treatment. Okay, so this cleaning of water is called as what? Sewage treatment. Students, now we'll see what is meant by sewage. Okay, so sewage is the wastewater that is released from homes, industries, toilets, laundries, hospitals and other uses. Okay, so this is a wastewater which is released from different kinds. This sewage water also includes the rainwater. Okay, so this sewage water also includes the rainwater which has ran down the streets. Okay, so which has ran down the streets during a heavy rain. So students, so this water, rainwater, okay, so the rainwater which has ran down the streets, so which has washed off the roof, okay, so which has washed off the rooftops and roads, carries very harmful substances. Okay, so this water carries very harmful substances. Moreover, this sewage is a liquid waste. Okay, so sewage is nothing but it is a liquid waste, and most of it was a water which has dissolved and suspended impurities. Students, now we'll discuss about the waste water treatment plant, that is WWTP. Students, as I told you that before we could use the water which has been used, okay, so before we could use the water that has been used, so we need to clean the water. So here there is a process in which the water which has been used is cleaned, okay, so that it has to be used again, or it has to be led to the other water bodies. Okay, students, this wastewater, okay, so this wastewater includes biological, physical and chemical waste. Okay, these wastewaters include biological, physical and chemical waste. Hence, okay, so as the water includes this, hence the process of cleaning of water involves biological, chemical and physical process of the removal of contaminants. Students, here there are some of the steps. Okay, so here there are some of the steps which is involved in treating the wastewater. Okay, so here there are some of the steps that has been involved in cleaning the wastewater. So the first one is what? Separation of large objects from the wastewater. Okay, so what's the first step? Separation of large objects from the wastewater. Students, the wastewater is passed through the bar screens. Okay, so here what in first step, the wastewater is passed through the bar screens. So here, with the help of bar screen, okay, so as the wastewater is passed through the bar screen, so here the big objects, okay, so here the big objects like plastic bottles, next cans, napkins, rags, okay, so and sticks, so this kind of objects are removed. Okay, so first at this stage, so this kind of objects are removed. And the next one is what? separation of sand and dirt. Students, next this water, okay, so after removing large objects, this water, okay, so this water is passed into the sand and grit removal tank. So after this, the water is passed into the sand and grit and sand removal tank. So here in this tank, the speed of the water is decreased. Okay, so at this point, the speed in this tank, the speed of the water is decreased. Why it is decreased? Because if the speed of the water is decreased, this allows, okay, so this allows the sand and dirt object, okay, so this allows the object to settle at the bottom. So here, as the speed of the water is decreased in this tank, so because of this, the sand particles, okay, and the grit particles will settle down at the bottom of this tank. Students, now we'll see the next one, okay, that is removal of solids. Students, after second step, okay, so after the separation of sand and dirt, the water is sent into a tank called as clarifier, okay, so the water is sent to a tank called as clarifier. So here in this tank, the water is cycled, okay, so the water is cycled and this tank is sloped at the center. This tank is sloped at the center so that the solid materials like feces settle at the bottom, okay. As the tank is sloped at the center, the solid materials settle at the bottom. So this thing, okay, the substances or the solid materials settle at the bottom is called as sludge, okay. It is called as sludge, and this sludge is separated from the water with the help of a scraper, and the substances like oil, grease are removed with the help of a skimmer, as these substances will float above the water, okay. Next, this sludge, okay, the sludge which is obtained, this sludge is sent to the another tank, okay, so this sludge is sent to the another tank where, okay, so in this tank the anaerobic bacteria will decompose this sludge to produce a biogas, okay. In the next tank, the sludge is sent, and so where what happened, the anaerobic bacteria means the bacteria which is present, which is activated in the or which is present in the absence of air, okay. So here in this tank, the anaerobic bacteria will decompose the sludge to produce a biogas, okay, to produce a biogas. This biogas can be used as a fuel,